I've always said there's no such thing as a perfect paramotor, but I do think there's a perfect paramotor for every person, and I think I finally found the perfect paramotor for me. The Parajet Mav Max paired with the Vittorazzi Factory R is an absolute beast of a combo. I've been more excited about this paramotor than any other paramotor I've ever owned. Throughout the summer, I've been flying the standard Parajet Maverick with the standard Moster 185, and this has proven to be a really great, reliable, everyday paramotor setup. However, I recently upgraded my glider to the Freeride 2 14-meter competition version, which is a much more demanding glider. And as such, I wanted to upgrade both my paramotor and my engine power plant. Enter the Mav Max and the Factory R. This setup is for pilots who demand more. Experienced pilots who want the best of the best. Weighing in at only 1.8 pounds more, this setup puts out 39.6 pounds more of thrust compared to the standard Moster. In this video, I'm going to be assembling, test flying, and giving you guys my impressions on this new setup. And in full disclosure, Vittorazzi and Parajet sent this paramotor over free of charge for this review video. Huge thank you to those guys. I'm stoked to share this paramotor with you.
That was so fucking good.
So first up, unboxing and assembly. My buddies Josh and Dan came over to help out, but as usual with Parajet paramotors, assembly was super easy. Pull the motor out of the box, assemble the hoop, and install the netting. Lastly, bolt on the propeller and you're pretty much ready to go. The fit and finish was just as you would expect from Parajet. Beautiful titanium, tight tolerances, really good work all around. So let's compare and contrast my original Maverick with the standard Moster 185 versus the Mav Max with the Factory R. First up, let's take a look at the motors and then we'll compare the frames. As far as the motors go, both are 185 cc's. However, the Factory R comes with carbon fiber parts, titanium hardware, an improved carburetor, a tuned and chromed exhaust, the CNC'd crankcase, which is beautiful, a machined crank rod, and a 287 reduction instead of a 268 reduction, which means it's spinning a larger prop at a slower RPM. The standard Moster claims 25 horsepower, 14.3 kilograms, and 78 kilograms of thrust. The Factory R claims 27 horsepower, 13.7 kilograms, and 96 kilograms of thrust. Now, as far as the frames go, the Mav Max is built to accommodate a 140 centimeter prop instead of a 125 centimeter prop. This is the biggest difference, and this is what really allows the Factory R to shine. Overall, there's some aesthetic updates on the subframe. They improved the swing arm connections on both ends. They added a crossbar for strength for those power forwards. There's a quick release fuel tank, which is super cool, and they actually sent over both the 12.5 liter and 16.5 liter fuel tanks, so I can always swap it out for longer flights. They added a secondary kill switch, and they improved the harness attachment points. Once I got the paramotor assembled, it was time to throw some gas in it, bring it out to the park, fire it up, and do the first initial test flight.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Dude, that factory exhaust is so nice.
It barks.
Dude, it's definitely got a little bit more. It's definitely like a deeper, gruntier, like,
Yeah.
There's a difference in the power. It's definitely more. It's stronger. Like, it feels more like stronger, you know what I mean?
After the break-in, the motor is running perfectly, so I got my glider laid out, clipped in, and took her for the first test flight.
All right, time for a first impressions of the Mav Max and Factory R swinging a 140. It's a little bit cold out today. Got to glove up. Oh, sheesh. Wow. She's got low end torque for days. So far, I feel like I haven't even hit half power, which is awesome. Let's do a little full throttle climb. Hell yeah! Dude, that climb rate felt phenomenal. Oh, it's so cold I'm choking on the air. It's like 38 degrees. That climb rate felt really, really good on this 14 meter. Oh man, I hate flying the cold. My nose is snotting and I can't breathe because the air's too cold. But let's talk some first impressions. Right into the first flight. The power on takeoff, that low end thrust, felt really good. I felt like I got to half power and I got off the ground. The cruise RPM feels super low, which is like a byproduct of that reduction in the bigger propeller. Should be way more efficient, burning less fuel because of that and because of the other enhancements on the factory R in the carburetor. The Maverick frame feels pretty much just like the old one, which is what I like. I wasn't hoping it would be like dramatically different in terms of handling. It all feels the same in the harness, and you can notice the bigger hoop on the ground a little bit. Like on your launch, you feel that the hoop's bigger, but in the air, it all feels pretty much the same as far as the frame goes. The sound, the tone of that propeller, spinning at a low RPM, it's definitely like a deeper rumble, especially 2-blade versus 3-blade, but it has such a deep, grunty sound to it. I'm going easy on the engine because it's still brand new, but the most impressive thing so far, full throttle climb. Dude, for flying a 14-meter wing, that climb rate is really freaking good. Dramatically better than the standard Moster and the standard Maverick. And that's sort of the thing, like I've been thinking about with these smaller wings, is at some point you're gonna need more power, and you want more power on a 14 like this. But then it becomes, the challenge is, do I go up to some crazy big displacement motor and you're adding a lot of weight, and it's like a power to weight sacrifice you're gonna make. Now you're lugging around more weight on your back, you're loading up the glider even more with more weight. But the sick thing about this setup, this is, I think, I don't know the exact numbers, but comparatively it's pretty much the same weight as the standard Moster. I'm excited, man. This entire setup, like going from my 16-meter free ride and my standard Moster Maverick to the 14-meter free ride, the Mav Max, and the Factory R, like every single piece of my equipment just got a huge upgrade. And all together, I feel like I have new superpowers unlocked. Like I can fly faster, I can fly more efficient, my climb rate's higher, my maneuverability's better. Literally every aspect of this just got better. The only downside, like the con, is the sacrifice of like safety. I mean, a smaller wing is going to be more spicy and less safe, but I think that sacrifice is well worth it. All right, I like to take my first flights on new motors short so they can break in. I just killed the motor and trimmed out on this swoop machine. Let's see how she swoops.
So with this being a first impressions video, here's some first impressions. This is the third factory motor I've owned from Viterazzi. Once again, it's not just an amazing motor with more performance, it's a piece of art. It's nice to look at, it screams performance and quality even to people who don't fly paramotors. This one specifically, running the 140 centimeter prop, is the most impressive factory experience I've ever had. The climb rate is phenomenal, and that's on the 14 meter. In the future, obviously I'm going to be trying this on different wings, and it's going to be even more insane. But it's right at home pushing the 14 meter around. The Mav Max frame does not disappoint either. It's just like the normal Maverick, but better, more improved, bigger, and pretty much my perfect paramotor. If I had to think of any cons, I mean, the only con is that it's big, but it is big to achieve more performance. As far as cons on the Factory R, I don't know if you can even name any. Objectively, it's a better motor. I want to give another huge thank you to both Vidarazi and Parajet for sending this new gear over. If any of you guys are interested in either the Mav Max or the Factory R, I've included links to both product pages in the description of this video. I'm super stoked to keep rocking this setup for a while. Stay tuned for future videos where I'll be testing the cross-country potential and the top speed on my new Freeride 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Till the next one, have fun, fly safe, peace.